This was our trip to the George W. Bush Presidential Library. It was really exciting for me to do this. Everything from the prairie grass in the front of the library to the entrance hall where they listed names of donors and sponsors. And when you first go into the library, there's all of these displays of presents that have been given to the President and the First Lady and to the American people, really, from various places. Some of these things are really beautiful hand-worked items, absolutely stunning. Then there was a display of the presidential retreats, and this was quite interesting, especially given the fact that this was the last week it would be there, so we caught it just before it was moved somewhere else. So this was a real treat for us. These are beams from the Twin Towers. Sherry and I got our picture made in front of them. These were quite touching. The steel, really thick steel, and it's just rolled up like paper. This whole display of the 9/11 event brought tears to my eyes, and that's not an exaggeration. This was really moving. The whole display was extremely moving. There were videos running like this one, non-stop of the whole event. It was very, very hard to get through this. This touched me because of my son and the sacrifice he made. And of course my father and so many of my friends. This display is actually, each one of those little dots is the picture of a face of someone who died from AIDS, and this display was about the medical advances and all of the work that goes into that. Of course, this leads into the Oval Office, the replica of Bush's office. And of course, here's President Lincoln. And George Washington, who has a permanent place over the mantle. And our friend and ally, Winston Churchill. And here I am behind Bush's desk. The phone call is not to the Home Shopping Network, by the way. There were pictures throughout of Laura and George and their life together with their girls before and after he was elected president. This display touched me, Presidential Medal of Freedom. There's real touching displays throughout the museum. I'm only giving you some of the highlights. All of the displays were quite beautiful. The whole library was very, very well done. If you ever get a chance, you should visit at least one of our presidential libraries.